Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Bioshock Survivor difficulty Brass Balls video walkthrough. This is Olympus Heights. It is another two-parter, and we're going to be moving around, getting traumatized thanks to a certain twist in the plot. But the good part about our character at the moment is because we haven't upgraded our life, we're not going to be affected by the debilitating effects of what's going to be happening to our character. So it's just going to be going through the apartments, checking things out, doing some looting, and your general Bioshock fare. So once again, I'm joined by my girlfriend.
Hello.
And we're going to be doing some more of the random topics to try and just add a little bit to the guide that's not necessarily me repeating a lot of the strategies that I've already mentioned, and hopefully a little bit of levity can go down for the people that might be struggling or having a tough time, or just the people who are interested in hearing some different perspectives as we move around this dark underwater city. So what is the first question?
Very simple. What is your favourite condiment?
It's got to be salt, and it's the king of all condiments.
Does salt count?
I don't know. You put it on. It's got to count, surely.
I always thought of condiments like sauces.
Oh, sauces. Really? But vinegar's a condiment. That's not a sauce. That's just poison that people dump on weird things. I like tartar sauce and mustard. They're my two loves. Tartar's just got that sweet, sour tanginess to it that I can dip almost everything in. Yogurts, cereal, it doesn't matter. And then mustard is my blow my face out kind of treat.
Good mustard, so it's...
English mustard.
Mustard.
Fuck that French bullshit. That American trash.
See, I like American mustard.
It's because it's weak.
My favourite is probably mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah. And I forget as well, because they have mayonnaise in America, but they don't use it the same as we do. So mayonnaise in America
Used for wallpaper.
No, they don't dunk stuff in mayonnaise.
Oh, okay.
So that it's like they don't have it with fries and stuff as much. Like, you can get it, so they do, but it's a sandwich thing. Like, they just use it for putting on sandwiches.
It seems very limited for a country that has such a wide creative palette for food.
Oh, yeah, I got questioned on it a few times. I'm like, yeah.
Why are you dipping things
Dip my fries
mayo?
in mayonnaise? Yeah, that's going down.
I don't think that seems too crazy to me. If you're one of those people that puts tomato ketchup on cornflakes because you've just always kind of done it, then there's something wrong with your brain. But
yeah,
all those people that have cereal with water.
What?
I understand you might be poor, and that makes sense, but no.
I just eat it dry.
I'd rather have the milk of the fucking poppy than water. Or dry, yeah, dry's not so bad. Milk is the way to go. It's the way I've always gone anyway.
This is a fun potential one.
Okay.
If you were the opposite gender for one day, what would you do?
Massive whore!
I'd like, if we were still us, but just the opposite gender, I'd like to think that we would have sex.
Yeah, I think
to
we
see
would.
What the opposite side of it is like.
It'd be really weird. A really weird, like, difference of roles.
You'd have to touch my dick.
Ugh, so why you say that? I'd have to touch my dick, is what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Well, no, because it could be embarrassing. What if I had a big dick than you do?
Well, that wouldn't bother me at all, because I'm not one of those people that's got this massive dick jealousy thing, this whole dick fear. I got over that when I was, like, 2.
Maybe you'd get over it less if my dick was going in you, though.
Ah, why do you say these things? My dick was going in you. That's what it's meant to be.
Yes, but yeah. Probably something sexual. Why would you know?
What could you achieve that wasn't sexual as the other gender, though, that you couldn't do?
You're taller than me, so I think I just look at
You
stuff.
just reach things.
Yeah.
I've never got a free drink in a bar that wasn't from staff, so I'd get some random fat pasty dude who thinks he's going to get some of this to buy me a bunch of drinks.
Yeah, that's always fun.
And then I'd just tell him to his face, like, if you really think
you can't.
you were going to get any of this...
That's how you get stabbed.
It might be how you get stabbed, but not by a penis. Because he ain't getting any of this. This is a high-class broad over here. So I just explained to him why you should maybe, do some fucking sit-ups.
This is not how being a woman works.
Yeah, but I'm the one with the tits.
You are, and the
Yeah.
man is the one with the angry ego
Yeah,
complex
but
that
then-
stabs you.
But
for
then he
being a
goes to
woman.
try and grab me, and I've got the mentality of being a dude, so I just duck a motherfucker and kick him in the balls.
Okay.
And he goes down like a sack of shit, and I hit him with a stool, like you do in the films, and it's a real stool, so it kills him and doesn't break. And then I get arrested, and you're in prison, and I get back in my body, and everything's good, and I come visit you. Be like, yo.
I've killed a man. You're not getting no conjugal visits.
I didn't say conjugal visits. Like they're going to give you conjugal visits. You're going to be fighting off the fucking prison guards. We saw what happened to Marisha Hargitay. They're going to get you.
I like
Don't
how
give
this
it to
is
you.
how my life has gone from us potentially having sex to you killing a man in a bar and me serving time for it.
There you go. It sets up a great film, doesn't it? He'd be like, did you ever watch Fluke? Only instead of a parent
The
dying
dog.
going back as a dog, you're in prison because you swapped bodies.
And I have no idea how
Exactly.
I got there. Oh,
Now
that'd
you've
be
got to
good.
figure it out.
I bet that is a film, like
Yeah.
a really badly done
Yeah.
90s or 80s thing with bad effects. I bet it has that weird like
You think
screen warp thing. Yeah,
so? Well, when they do the transitions overlay.
yeah. Where they wake up from a dream or they go into a dream.
But what can you achieve as another gender in a day?
Like
Other
realistically,
than
nothing.
sexy things.
Because everything else I could do anyway, bitch.
Yeah.
Quality, right? Who is the most famous person you have met? Have you met anyone famous?
I've met some people famous. I met Ben Stiller, Cleethorpes once.
Did you?
No! Why would Ben Stiller go to Cleethorpes?
That's what I thought.
I've seen some famous people, but I haven't actually gone up to them.
Nothing.
The most famous people I've met are probably bands.
Yeah.
And do they count as famous? Probably not, but I've shook the hand of the lead singer of Black Dahlia Murder. I've met the lead singer of Red Chord,
Yeah.
things like that. These are bands you've probably never heard of, but they're cool bands and they're cool guys as well.
I have met Alfie Boe. He's a very big Broadway
Yeah, it's cool.
star/singer because he was in Les Mis when I saw it on Broadway.
Let's
And I saw and then met James Corden when he was on the West End doing One Man, Two Guvnors.
Isn't it interesting because James Corden, like 2 years ago, just another dude working in England, isn't he? He's got a
Yeah.
couple of things he's done. He's underappreciated. Now he's massive in America.
Super
He's
big,
on
yeah.
the biggest show on the planet, and he's just loving life.
Yeah. And he was very nice. I know lots of people that slate him and think that he's a dick and stuff, but he was probably, out of the people that I've met after shows, probably one of the nicest. Yeah, like he made sure that everyone had signed stuff if they wanted it. He made sure everyone had got a picture, and then he just kind of like, right, is everybody done? Is everything okay? And he was really like quiet and unassuming, and then he just kind of like walked off down the street. There wasn't some like super expensive car waiting for him. He just wandered off through London. So it was nice.
No, it is cool.
And Alfie Boe, I embarrassed myself in front of. So.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, he asked where I was from, and I like babbled and said England, and he was like, "Yeah, me too." I went, "Where?" And I was like, "Oh."
I like it so much.
Yeah,
You have a voice of an age.
yeah, he was good, and so I'd spent like the past 2.5 hours crying at Les Miserables. I was in no
state.
state to effectively communicate with someone. So yeah, I think those are the only two other like general musical people.
Yeah.
I've shook hands or said hi to I'm trying to think of his name, Matthew Morrison I think he's called, the guy who was in Glee, the teacher, because he was opposite the Les Mis stage
Oh, really?
on Broadway doing a different show. I can't remember, so I said hi to him.
Famous people.
Oh, and I met the guy who plays Tony in Dinner Ladies.
Oh, he's cool.
Because he lived near where I did at uni, but I don't know if anyone would know
He's cool.
Dinner Ladies or...
That's still pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's that one. Oh, and I met the guy who plays Stan as well, because I saw him do... I forgot the name of the book. The one where it's all about race, and there's a law case, Atticus Finch.
Pelican Brief.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Philadelphia.
Okay.
Runaway Jury.
Next question. Have you ever been to the emergency room or A&E And what for?
I went over on my arm when playing basketball in PE, and I immediately felt sick, and it wasn't very fun. So the teacher had a look at it, and he said, it doesn't look like it's that swollen, but there was a guy who had something like this last week, and we sent him to hospital, and it turned out to be a broken wrist, which was Aiden. And my dad got called from work to come pick me up because I was in secondary school, and we went through to the hospital, and I got an x-ray, and it was fractured. So I fractured my wrist playing basketball. And that's the only time I've ever gone to the
point out the best part of the story
hospital.
is this: you broke your wrist a week after mocking your best friend for breaking his
No,
wrist.
it wasn't even a week after, it was the day of.
The same day.
I mocked him on the bus for breaking his wrist, and I broke the same wrist.
The same day. That's karma.
That is karma.
Yeah, I've been a few times to I'm clumsy. So I broke my wrist practicing for roller derby. I went to the hospital and sat there in like booty shorts and fishnet ties.
Yeah, you.
So got some funny looks then. And then in America, I had to go once last year because my friend at camp got concussion, so I went with her. And then this year, because I was the boss, if anything happened, I had to go as well. So one of the girls, she had all the symptoms of having a heart attack. So that was really fun. It turned out it was a very
45, high blood pressure.
It was horrible.
Overweight.
No, like it was
Stressful job.
I don't know if she's a gym instructor, so I assume she would know those kind of things, and maybe that's why she was getting more scared. But I was asking her what her symptoms were, and everything she repeated was just like,
hypertension, diabetes.
Yeah, pain in her chest, struggling to breathe. She was sweaty, then she was cold. She had pain down her left arm. Her arm had gone numb earlier in the day when she was driving. I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Turned out she was just a massive hypochondriac.
No, apparently they said it. Like they didn't know what it was. Everything came back normal. They said it can be very similar symptoms to having a panic attack. So they think she had a really bad panic attack. So
wow. That's psychosomatic.
Yeah. So
fucking bullshit.
Didn't really count because I wasn't there.
Because if she knows symptoms for a heart attack and she starts panicking, she's gonna get all of them, isn't she?
Exactly. So
wow.
Those are the few times I've been to A&E. I don't think I've been any more. I did like twist my ankle really badly last year at camp, but never went to the emergency room.
No. Now I'm glad I've not been such a frequent flyer at hospitals because I just don't like them.
He does. What is the last thing you do before you go to sleep?
Go to the toilet. Mouthwash. Teeth stuff.
Yeah,
very boring. I don't know anything ridiculous. No calisthenics. No
that kind of stuff. Usually
no 8-hour workouts on my arms like good old Rich Piana.
Yeah, usually like write in my diary.
You write in your diary?
Yeah.
I've never seen you write once when you've been here. What are you doing?
Oh no, I haven't brought it.
Lying to me.
I haven't brought it.
Oh, there we go. Keeping secrets from me.
Yes.
I'm gonna kill you.
All those pages that I normally write about you.
Tomes upon tomes.
It's a very simple to keep diary, so it's easy because it's a rate to your day diary. It's a 3-year diary, so it's really cool, and you just have like a space for maybe a single paragraph.
Today wasn't shit.
Yeah, so it's literally you rate your day out of 5 stars, and then it gives you room to leave like 2 sentences worth of stuff. So you can't like write a whole ton of stuff, but you can say like today was good. Chilled out with Chris, went shopping, saw this film at the cinema, it was really good. So simple to do, and then plug my phone in and go to sleep usually.
We sound so extravagant right now with that crazy rituals.
That was a good one I skipped past. What is your earliest memory? Was the one before that?
You see, I don't think this is right because people tell you, I remember when I was 3. Like, no you don't. No one does. Stop telling lies.
No,
but some people, really think they remember when they were small and stuff. And I'm sorry, but I don't have any of that.
See, I do remember stuff when I was small, but a lot of it is things like I remember flashes of stuff that has then been like added to by things that my parents had then said. But like I've described stuff to them where they've been like, oh, I can't believe you remember that, and it's been like some place on holiday that we've been. Like I don't remember where it was or what it was, but I can remember going into this like big hall, and when you entered, you were upstairs, and it was like a wooden balcony round, and then you went downstairs to get to it, and it was like a games room on a caravan site that we went to when I was like 4 or 5.
So I've got memories of some stuff, but like you mentioned, a lot of it is flickers. Some of the stronger memories, I don't know how old I was though. What age do you start primary school?
Depends, usually like 4 or 5.
Because I remember the first meeting going to primary school.
Yeah.
Because we went, and my mum had to like do whatever parents did there, and you went into the big hall, which is still there.
Yeah.
And in there, they had a bunch of bikes, like little tricycles and stuff you could ride. And it were me and Michael Goddard, and we were just kind of like riding around and competing and stuff. And I can remember vividly that entire memory.
Yeah, I remember.
But I wouldn't be able to tell you anything else I did that fucking year because it's just not there.
No, I remember being dropped off my first day of school because mine was at the school it's now no longer there, it's been knocked down. And then in like class 1, or after reception, we moved to the one that's on the hill. And I remember being dropped off and seeing everyone else crying and being really confused because I was so excited to start school, and I remember seeing everyone else crying and starting to cry because I thought that's what you had to do. Like, I remember not being upset at all or being scared of leaving my mum or anything like that because I used to spend time away from my mum and dad because they worked, so I'd stay at my auntie's, I'd stay with my grandma and stuff. So being away from them didn't bother me. I just remember seeing everyone else and being like, oh, it's the first day. We should cry. Like, that's the thing that everyone's doing. So I remember forcing myself to cry.
And I've got a memory of nursery too, because in the nursery there was a tank pool thing that was full of waters, and there were diver figures, like little soldier toys, and there were sharks and stuff. And I remember fucking about with the toys because everything else was boring. But they're obviously memories. They're obviously memories from being quite young, but it's not.
Yeah, it's normally like
stuff to me.
I think it's something like 4 usually when you start. Your brain is capable of remembering stuff long term.
So everything else is.
So before then, it's kind of.
But I've known people who swear by memories younger than that, and I don't see it because I don't have it. So my frame of reference is so different to theirs, and I can't understand it.
But yeah, I remember stuff when I was like 3 or 4 where I've got like flashes of, but I don't really remember. I'm also like remembering feelings. Like that day when I was dropped off at school, I don't really remember. I remember being stood in the playground because the playground backed onto a field where there were donkeys. There were donkeys in the field next to our school playground. So I remember seeing them, and I remember feeling like left out because everyone was crying. So then I joined in. But that's about it. I remember sitting on the carpet and doing like 1, 2, 3 blast off, and I don't know why because none of us thought it was a rocket, but that was the thing that we did before we started the day.
You missed out. We had to say prayers. Remember those?
We did prayers for like going into lunch.
Yeah.
I remember doing that, and it rhymed, and I really liked it. But I can't for life of me think what it was.
They always made up their own ones, didn't you? Thank you, God, for the food we are given. Thank you, God, for all our prayers and all this fucking shit. That was a fun time.
Yeah, I just remembered it rhymed, but that's fine. What is the best part of your day? I like all the parts that involve food.
Seems good. Best part of the day, though? I don't know. I like the point where I fall asleep. Because then it means I don't have to do that laying in bed bullshit for an hour.
Yeah.
Or I've already done it and I've not realised. I like waking up feeling rested. That's a good feeling. But it's rare. But I don't know.
This is a weird one. What's the least favourite thing about this week?
Being sick.
Yeah,
because being sick fucking sucks. And you think you're good at it, you think you're used to it, you think you can do it.
Have you been sick?
No, illness.
Oh, I thought you meant actually being sick.
No, vomiting is... I don't like vomiting, but I don't mind it because it generally means that you're on your way of being better. Just sickness. Like, when you get sick, it's such a fucking trauma and stupid experience of just wasting time and feeling like crap that your brain don't remember it. So when you're sick again, you forget how shit it is. And you think you're good at it, and you're not. You're terrible at it, and it's just a miserable time. And especially when it's a long period of sickness, which I was ill for a long time this time, and it's first time in ages that I've been ill for that long.
Yeah.
So I just felt like I was wasting so much. Just utter time wasting. Time I could be eating, time I could be spending doing fun stuff with you, time I could be doing stuff for YouTube. Like, I just felt like I was wasting what I'd been given, and I don't like that.
No.
How about you?
It sucked, like, going out with my friends and being really poor.
Being really poor.
Because I had no money. And
I
my
thought
friends
you would have
were...
said that whole quiz experience.
Yeah,
The quiz conversation that could have been completely avoided. Perhaps if we'd have stayed in.
Yeah.
Or perhaps if somebody had maybe made a better life choice.
Yeah.
There would have been no need.
No, I suppose that too, but...
Oh, graphical glitch.
But that was like more an emotional thing, whereas the going out and having no money was just like a... I felt awkward, and my friends subbed me and they were really nice about it, and like we've all done it for each other before, so it's not like anyone's like, oh, Danielle's got no money again, because
You're not Simon.
Yeah, I've lent people money before and stuff, so it's just like sucky when everyone's like, when you're looking through menus and thinking like, can I afford to do that, rather than just like everyone else who was having a great time. So.
Yeah, but I'm like that when I've got money.
I know, but you're tight.
No, because some shit's overpriced and you want to enjoy it. That I feel anyway. I get really bummed out if I buy something that's more than I would want to pay and I don't like it. But if it's just because I don't like it, not necessarily bad, I wouldn't try and get money back or all, because it's not fair, that I don't think. You get your money back for something that's been done poorly, not because your tastes just weren't there. That's your fault, I think.
Yeah, well, I ordered a sandwich and it was... In fact, that's the suckiest bit about this week. The food that I ordered, I was really excited for. I didn't have much money, so I was like rationing how much I was drinking versus getting food, and my sandwich was cold.
Oh, that's not good. Was it meant to be a warm sandwich?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it was disappointing, because it wasn't even on bread, it was like some weird flat bread, and I'm not down for that. Should have ordered the steak sandwich, but I didn't.
Steak sandwich.
So yeah, food regrets are like bad time. First world problems.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, this is a good one. Is it harder to exercise more or eat healthier?
If you listen to any personal trainer, they will tell you that it's always the diet. It's the eating that people struggle with.
See, I'm lazy.
Yeah, but what you don't realise, my lovely, is once you do something for something like 49 days or whatever it is,
49 days is so long.
it becomes habitual so that you don't even think about doing it.
Yes.
So it just becomes part of the routine. It's like when you get any kind of addictive substance out of your body, be it nicotine, caffeine, whatever that you really, really like, once you get over that certain period where your brain craves it and craves it and craves it and craves it, it does become easier.
Yeah. I think... For me, it's harder to do the exercise because I'm lazy. I find it easier to cook healthier.
30 minutes last night. I've worked out 3 days in a row now to get back on the horse after being ill and not being able to work out for nearly a week. And I did 30 minutes at 2 in the morning. I normally work out at about 8 p.m. because that's the time that's worked into my schedule. So that's nowhere near my normal time, and I normally do it for an hour. So I'm nowhere near to where I was, but it felt great. Afterwards, I felt like I'd destroyed myself, and I slept really well. Because to me, if you've got a half an hour that you can fit anywhere, you can do it. And if you enjoy it, it makes it better, doesn't it? That's the difficult part of that.
I'd just rather cook better and spend that half an hour watching TV.
The thing with the eating, though,
I'm
is
so lazy.
if you're eating healthy stuff to lose weight, to lower your fats and things and your sugar content, that's hard to do because it generally means very specific things, and they might not be the things that you like, so that's going to be a certain type of suffering, and it can be boring. On the converse to that, if you're looking to put on mass and you're eating to develop muscle, you have to eat even when you're not hungry, because you have to be eating to a schedule that might be higher than your metabolism's used to until you can condition your metabolism. So eating when you don't want to eat, that's really hard too.
I think that's harder than working out when you don't want to.
So the diet of it is just like when you don't want to work out and you wake up and you feel like shit and your muscles hurt and you're feeling lazy and all you want to do is sit on ass and listen to Dark Side Phil, be a moron.
No one ever wants to do that. No one.
And that's just what you want to do. But the moment you pick that first weight up and you do that first set, it just happens.
Yeah. See, for me, I'm like, I
that
think
first
exercise. I think
forkful of egg or whatever
exercise
can feel like shit, and
Yeah.
you don't want to have another.
But I'm working out and eating different to you.
I know. I'm giving
Yeah.
examples from what.
So I
I've
imagine
come
for like
across
that kind of
and generic
situation,
ones.
when you're working out and eating to a schedule for mass, then I guess it's harder to eat when you don't want to than it is to work out when you don't want to. For me, I'm not looking to gain anything. I want to lose stuff. So,
But if you were doing aerobic stuff, you would need to eat more anyway because you're burning a lot.
yeah, so I'd rather just eat healthier and hope for the best.
Because resistance training, and I think they call it anaerobic stuff.
I have no idea. I just
Essentially
try and
lifting
avoid it.
weights and stuff. You don't want to be doing that at ridiculous speeds, getting your heart rate up, because it's counterintuitive.
No.
But you can still get that way if you superset and you tricep, because it does get very exhausting. Or if you're doing low weight, high repetition, you can still get your thing up there, and then that can make it easier to eat because you've literally burnt everything, and you need to replenish your energy.
I'd just rather watch TV.
Yeah, TV's good. Everyone likes TV, but we could all do to eat better and move more, because that's just like a human problem.